Alright, I usually start with the fiddle tune. I didn't practice anything for this week. And I don't feel like playing anything today. I'm in a mood. So you're gonna get the full on Fiddinjonny magic review. Let's talk about, here it is, Cognito. We gotta have a conversation. What is Cognito? Damn, there's a lot of buzz out there in the world about this product. Is it all it's cracked up to be? Is it as good as it sounds? Does it live up to the trailer? Come right here. You're gonna get my point of view on Cognito. Stick around. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Grateful that you guys are here. Alright, I can feel myself in a little bit of a foul mood today, so maybe you're going to get a little more foul sort of a product review. I'm going to try to keep it positive. I don't know if you can hear this. I've got on this side of my house, I've got a neighbor who's cutting down a tree with a chainsaw, and over on this side, a neighbor who's got their leaf blower, and it's really loud, so I hope that doesn't come through too much. Anyway, can we talk about Cognito? Wow. Cognito, let me begin with the trailer for Cognito, in my humble opinion, is the best trailer that I've seen in a long time. And when I say that, what I mean is every trailer that's out there sort of has this desire to be beautiful and sexy, great looking, beautiful people, with really great cuts that give you this impression like, damn, that was good, and with really exaggerated reactions of spectators that results may vary for you as a performer. On this one, I watched the trailer, saw the reaction of the spectator, and the reaction of the spectator was so damn good, and actually had some sort of uniqueness to it that I went, oh, I just gotta have that product, because I have, the sincerity of the reaction was really, really good. So, based upon that, I thought, I'm gonna get it, right? For you guys, so you can really know it doesn't live up to what you see on that trailer. Let's add about a little bit more hype. Here's what you receive, and on this, a gentleman named Craig Petty. Maybe you know Craig Petty, I think we all do, love Craig. Craig Petty says, this is the most powerful app of the decade. Holy guacamole, that's a big statement. Is it really the best app of the decade? This decade? All right, so that's a lot of hype. Why all the hype? Before we get into that, let me just start off with, what is Cognito? It is an app. And in short, keeping it simple and sweet, it is an app that allows you to give the impression that you can read minds. I would say that is its biggest and strongest strength. And not only does it give you the ability to read minds, it allows you to use your phone to have your spectator look at pictures. Those pictures can be essentially whatever the heck you want those pictures to be in its most creative way, and without you ever touching the phone, having your spectator say out loud or write down what their chosen object is, let's say, or whatever you have them choose, whether it's dates, pictures, you can have them, you can set it up to have them freely pick whatever they want and never say it out loud, and you will know what it is. That sounds awesome. Pretty amazing. Does it live up to that? It does. It's just damn good. Freaking hate to admit it. It's freaking good. Yeah, it's damn good. Sorry, I'm speechless for a second. You're not going to get your normal review today. It is a stinking good app. It's only as good, of course, as the performer that you are. You could be an average performer and still get really strong responses because it does the work for you and is really strong. Of course, the better performer you are, I think the better results you're going to get. And just think about this for a second. So many mind reading, especially I would say ones where you're not having them write stuff down, requires a lot of procedure. Does this require procedure? Yes. Does it require a lot of procedure? It depends on which routine you want to do or how you decide you want to create your own routine. So in essence, with minimal procedure, you can have a person simply think of an object that's on the screen and you will know what it is without ever touching the screen, without you ever having to read the screen, without ever having to get a peek even. You can know what it is. I think we just had, with this release of this app, it is a leap forward. It's a little bit like man landing on the moon. This is like humans landing on Mars. We've taken a leap forward, I think, in magic and specifically with app development here. Oh my God, I'm starting to sound like Craig Petty and sounding like it's the greatest app of the decade, which is, I do not want to be part of the hype. I don't. It's not why I'm here. It's not what I want to do. But I have to admit, as soon as I putzed with it, almost right away, you just go, holy, I won't even say it. It's just it's a leap forward, and it's really good. All right, you don't want to hear me sit here and gush and gush and gush. There are things that are not great about this. There are things about this that won't work for people. There are things about this that you will find frustrating and maybe no-goes, non-starters for you. So here's who should stick around for the rest of this review. If you are interested in mentalism, you're interested in mind reading, and you want to do it with a super affordable product and do it using an app, you should stick around. The rest of you, go watch another app. Go watch one of my other videos. Go watch another app. Go watch one of my reviews, please. Any of them, I would highly recommend that. For the rest, stick around. Come a little closer. Let's talk. And I'm going to not go through my regular, here's all the pros and here's all the cons. I'm just going to talk about this. So if you purchase Cognito, what's a little bit different about it is that you're going to be sent this little pamphlet. It's just a cardboard, what do you want to call it? It's like a postcard folded in half. All right, I'm probably doing what you're not supposed to do, cover my face. You want to see my beautiful face, don't you? But inside of here, you're going to receive a couple things. What you're going to do is you're going to get a link to Murphy's Magic where you're going to get the instructions. Watch the instructions. It's just a smart thing to do. Step 2 in here is they give you a link and you're going to go to that link, and from there you're going to use, inside of here I have a unique license code that's unique to me, and you're going to go ahead and register your unique code, which is going to allow you to activate the app. So I guess along the way you'll find out, download the app, you have the app, you can't use it until you use the license that's unique to you, that's given to you here. So you'll go in, you'll give your email address, enter your unique license number, and then boom, it will activate your app. You can download the app in advance of that. You'll get a demo model in there, but it's not going to function for you in the way that it's supposed to until you use this and follow the instructions. So you're going to get your license, put in the license on the web page, and then it says fill in your email and desired password, so you're going to have to create a password, and then you'll be able to activate the app. You can do all that and then download the app stuff. That's what you're going to get. Now, there are a ton of instructions. I should maybe pull that up here on my little computer and tell you how many hours of instruction. There's just a lot. Lloyd Barnes is going to give you close to an hour and a half, not a full hour and a half, but an hour and 22 minutes, I think, of video instruction, just walking you through all of what you would expect when you do a video tutorial. Then you're going to get an additional, I don't know, another, let's see, I don't know, 15, 17, 20 minutes of live performance done by Javier over at Murphy's Magic. Then you're going to get to see a walkthrough of actually setting up the app. You're going to get an interview and performance with Lloyd Barnes and the developer of the actual app. Then you're going to get even more stuff. You're going to get a Q&A with Lloyd Barnes. So there is lots of video instruction, but on top of the video instruction, which comes out to clearly more than 2 hours of video stuff that you're going to get, or around that ballpark, you're also going to get written instructions. You're going to get all the instructions written in PDF format. You're going to get an FAQ as well. So you get both video tutorial and you're going to get written instructions. So whatever your preference is, you can go with either. This cowboy, I actually preferred the written instructions over the Lloyd Barnes instructions. So it sort of goes into, let's talk about the stuff I didn't like. The instructions done by Lloyd Barnes and Murphy's Magic. Lloyd, I love you. Love you, brother. You're awesome. Have purchased so many products over the years that you've created, and really like them. The video instruction was done on on portrait mode rather than landscape mode. And in these days, look, you just got to film everything in landscape. It's just better. It's easier on the eyes to see. And his is done in, if you're streaming it, which you can download, by the way. But in the streaming version, it is landscape. I know I'm being pithy here about who cares whether it's filmed in landscape or portrait mode, but look, these days I think you should just film in landscape rather than portrait. You can still see everything, but that's that. Let's talk about Lloyd Barnes instruction. I hate to do this because the product is so darn good. Lloyd Barnes instructions, I felt like were average, which I really hate to say, because Lloyd Barnes, I think it does such, the integrity of the man is clear to me and has great solid integrity. His creativeness, A+, fantastic. His instructions, I think, historically are really good. On this one, they're, for me, just really average. Now, with that said, you're still going to get all the instruction you need. You may have to stop and rewind a couple times, go, what does that mean exactly? I don't quite understand it. On the positive end with Lloyd's instruction, and why I think they're sort of the downside, is Lloyd is clearly excited about the release of this product, and justly so. And you can tell his love for the product and the creation. And that excitement, I think, gets going a little bit fast at times. And because of that, of the excitement, the joy for the product, clearly knows the product inside out, upside down, backwards, front ways, etc., etc. For somebody who's brand new, it might be just a little bit fast. The good news is that you can hit your rewind many times, or go to the written instructions, which I found really fantastic. I liked the written instructions. They were, for me, really helpful. I would also add, yeah, so that's the instructions. I think they're average. So sorry, Lloyd. But your written instructions are top notch. If I had to give it a grade, I'd give the tutorial a B-, maybe a C+. But it doesn't take away one iota from the product itself and its capabilities, because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. I'm going to spend a little time negative because I think everyone's hyped this product so much, and obviously I think I'm in that boat, rightly so. But there are things that you should know. So the tutorial, I want you to know, I think the tutorial is really, it's average. You just read that. Another thing is, and I hate this with all of the apps, it seems like, there tends to be this Apple-centric point of view, and I think you all know, because I've said it before with other apps, I have both. I have iOS and Android. And folks who are Apple-centric are so Apple-centric that sometimes I think they forget that a large part of the world uses Android and don't speak the Android language. So, you know, that just always irks me a little bit. So even though I use both, I find myself leaning more towards Android rather than Apple as a preference. So, and I understand why app developers for Magic don't like Android. They are justified in terms of the challenges that exist for creating apps for Android and being able to keep them up to date and all that sort of stuff. So, I said I'm rambling a little bit here, but I want to make sure you get the things that I think you should know. The other thing that I didn't like about it is that, or what I should say, what I didn't like, I think for you as a consumer, what you might think about is it doesn't require a lot of tech savvy, but if you're tech savvy, it's even more awesome. Okay? So, and what I mean by that is the instructions will talk about stuff that involves some techie stuff, and for some folks who are not tech savvy, it's probably going to go, or I don't understand what that exactly means. What's the API or AVI? I don't know what that is, right? Don't worry, because all of the stuff that's pre-programmed in, the stuff that's sort of like you can start performing right away is set up just fine, and you can start performing without having to know any of the sort of technical aspects and be okay. With that said, you'll want to bring yourself up just a little bit of a level and go back, read the instructions multiple times, play with all of the settings until you really understand the settings, understand what they do. Go to the instructions and the tutorials, watch them a couple times because it'll make more sense for you the more you play with this app. So I feel very tech savvy, and am not a Luddite and enjoy this sort of stuff. But I had moments where I went, wait, this is not working the way it's supposed to. I followed the instructions, looked at them a second time, and like still was a little bit confused at times. But ultimately just playing around with it, hitting all the different buttons in the app, you'll be fine. But I will say that if you're not tech savvy, you're going to expect maybe a little bit of frustration if you want to take it to the next level and really understand all of its capabilities. The one thing that I did not mention that is available that you're going to get access to a Facebook group. In fact, everybody gets access to the Facebook group. I don't think you actually have to purchase the app. It already exists. If you're thinking about purchasing it, go to the Facebook group and check out the Facebook group. It is such a rich tool that just is automatically included in this app. In the app, there's a direct link for you to actually register for the Facebook group, which means, of course, you're going to have Facebook, which might be a problem for some people. The Facebook group is awesome. It is really where your tech support is. If you're the person who's going to have a problem with tech support, go to the Facebook group. Super helpful and a lot of ideas, and it's the place for growth in this app. Okay, so I feel like I've talked a little bit about the negative stuff for a while. Let's go to the positive stuff. And that's where I'd like to start with. This app, I don't think has yet to reach its full potential, and yet it's already starting at not a moon landing, we're talking a Mars landing. It is a leap forward in app magic. And yet I still think because we're on just our first landing on Mars, there's so much to explore that there's still, I think, a lot to get here that we're just not there yet. And but the technology has brought us to a new frontier, and there is new land to be discovered, new frontiers to be discovered. So this is where the Facebook group comes in. The Facebook group is really where I think a lot of creative folks are there for, one, just to provide you great tech support, but secondly, for great ideas, new routines. People are creating new routines every single day and uploading them to the Facebook group, and then have a file section that you can download those routines and files into the actual app and start performing those routines. I haven't even touched on what you can create. If you are a creative type, and you don't even have to be that creative, to be honest. If there are things that you want to make unique about your performance, this app allows you to create that uniqueness. Let's say that you're performing for a company or a corporate gig, and you're able to access the pictures of all the board of directors or the pictures that are unique or special to that corporation. You can incorporate that into the app and do a mind reading using the faces of the people within that corporation, or special pictures that are unique, or locations to that group. So you can totally customize this app as much as you want. So whatever routine you see in the app, you can create a routine that is unique and customizable for your scenario. I feel like I've hardly even talked about what the routines are here, and I don't want to even spend that much time with it, because what's important is that essentially using pictures, and I feel like I'm probably going to undersell it here, you are, pictures and words and dates, you can determine whatever information you want based upon however you want to create it in the app. So if you want to know somebody's PIN number, you could create a routine for that in here. If you wanted to know somebody's birthday, you can create that in here. There's a variation of that already created in here, and be able to read their minds on that. I talked about sort of like the most extreme in terms of without having to get a peek. Simply have the person go through the pictures, never say it out loud. You would be able to know what it is through the procedure that they have. But there's also other ways. You can get a peek. And I think the peek might be the way that most people utilize this. The peek is so beautiful and simple and easy to get and see that no one's never going to see how you got the peek. You can send whatever information it is in terms of the thought of whatever it is. You can have that sent to a watch if you wanted to. If you wear an Apple Watch, have it sent there. You can have it sent to any web-enabled web address or SMS. You can have it sent. So that's really good. You can also have an audio. If you have an earpiece in, you can receive the information audio as well. Or if you have somebody that you're working a confederate with, they can get the information as well on their phone, on their laptop, computer, and earpiece, multiple different ways. So there's lots of ways in order to get the information received if you want to do it in a peak format in different ways. So so there's a lot with this app that you can do. I feel like I'm sort of yammering a little bit, and I didn't structure it, and I didn't want to structure this one because, and I want to keep some things vague. Your takeaways are that it's a great mind reading app that's incredibly powerful. It's super affordable. The price on this is $29.95 in the United States. For an app of this quality, that's unbelievable. The price is just super. Some people are not going to like it. Some people who just don't like mentalism, you're not going to like it. Some people who feel like they got to do something on a phone and think, oh, well, people will just know it's an app. I 100% disagree with you, but you're probably not going to like it. You're not going to be able to get past it or over it. I think your takeaway from Fiddinjonny here today is it's a great app. It's worthy of the hype, and we've had an advancement here, and I'm in awe of it, love it, and I will be using it. Make sure that you like and subscribe and leave a comment. Always appreciate it. Thanks for being here. I hope this was helpful. I'm Fiddlinjonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.